Hi friends, welcome to my channel, On the Mat with Kelsey. I'm excited to share this class with you today. This is going to be a deep stretch, slow flow class. So this class we're going to start with a short, slow moving warm up to get into all parts of the body, just feel a little more open and awake. And then the bulk of the class will be in yin yoga style. So in yin yoga, you will get into a pose and hold it for 3 to 5 minutes. So it's not about, muscling through the pose. It's not about, building a lot of strength in our muscles, but more about using breath and time to allow the body to slowly open. So in our yin practice, we'll work on some poses for our hips, our lower back, our shoulders, and our chest. This class will be about 30 to 40 minutes, and you will need some props. So if you have yoga blocks, go ahead and get 2 yoga blocks. And then if you have a yoga bolster, go ahead and grab that too. If you don't have any of these things, get 2 pillows, and that should do the trick. And put on some comfy clothes, as this is a pretty relaxing style flow. And we'll start right here, seated on our heels. Just take a big roll of your shoulders up and then down your back. We're going to close our eyes and take 2 more big rolls back with the shoulders. Relax the shoulders and take a roll of your neck, taking your head over towards the right shoulder, chin towards the chest, and then head over towards the left. Nice and slow, then reverse that motion. Chin to chest, head over to the right, and back to center. Blinking your eyes open. Walk your right hand over towards the right on the floor, pressing your palm into the mat, and then reach the left arm up towards the sky and maybe over your ear. Push the left hip down towards the floor as you reach the fingertips up and over, opening through the left side body. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, open the neck, and inhale up, both arms up, and left hand down. Walk it out, press the left palm to the floor, and then reach the right arm up and over as you push the right hip down and away from those right fingertips. Roll the shoulder open by pulling the right elbow back in space and taking a gaze up at the ceiling. Breathe. Good. Inhale, upright. You're going to just rotate forward into a tabletop position. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your hips are above your knees. Feet flat on the floor. And find cow pose as your belly drops towards the floor, hips point up and back. And then exhale, easy cat pose. Push the palms into the floor around the spine. Drop the head. Just do that 2 more times, feeling each vertebrae articulate into the arch shape in cow, and then each vertebrae move into the opposite shape in cat. Very nice. Go ahead and curl your toes under. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Curl the toes under and hover the knees. And just reach the hips up and back in a very easy down dog with really bent knees. So you're pushing your belly towards your thighs and your hips up, 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 and back. Drop your head, gently turn it side to side. And you can start to straighten one leg slightly or fully, and the other. Just pedal it out in downward dog. We'll get into the hips with this warm-up. On your next inhale, rotate forward into plank, and you're just going to step the left foot forward on the outside of your left hand. So your left foot is off the mat. You're lowering your hips down towards the floor. The right knee comes to the floor. Just find a little side-to-side motion. Or if it feels better to stay still, you can be there. But the left hip is opening up towards the side. So this is getting into your inner thighs, as well as the right psoas, the low back. Reaching the heart forward, the crown of the head up at an angle. Breathe. Curl the right toes under, lift the right knee, and just step the left foot back into downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Next, we'll step the right foot wide of the right hand. The right foot is wide, it's off the mat. Lowering your hips down towards the floor, drop the back left knee. Once you find the shape, allow your heart to reach forward and maybe find that side to side movement. So you open up through the inner thigh on the right side. Then curl the left toe underneath, lift the left knee, and step the right foot back. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. On an inhale, bend your knees and take your knees to the floor. Go ahead and cross your ankles and rotate your hips back, just coming to seated. So we're moving now into the yin section of this class. So we're going to start our first pose, yin pose. It's going to be forward fold. So in yin, we want to get really comfortable and use our props to help us, because we want to make you have to stay in the pose for a long time. So you want it to feel very attainable to stay there for a long time. So some of us, I think this is probably the best variation to start with for forward fold. If you have really tight hamstrings or a really tight lower back, go ahead and put this bolster or a pillow underneath your knees. And then if you have, this may feel good to just lean your body weight over the thighs. If there's still a little tension there, you can take your other pillow or block and try placing that to support your chest and your belly. If you don't feel any stretch whatsoever in this pose, if you have a little more open hamstrings, you can start with the bolster long ways, or the pillow long ways on your legs, right up against your belly, and then just fold forward. Your feet are relaxed, not flexed or pointed. Your hands are relaxed by your side, and your head is heavy. If this causes any tension for your neck, you can use another pillow or another block. Create a little headrest. So go ahead and get comfy. And close your eyes as we sink into yin. In yin yoga, we don't want to have a strong grip or control over our breath. To find a more relaxing style of breath, we're not practicing ujjayi, we're not constricting our throat, we're not breathing heavily or hard, but by breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth with pursed lips, similar to Pilates breath. This can help to find relaxation, calm in the pose, and a sense of release. Notice as you stay, your body may begin to feel a little more open, and you can move a little deeper. Maybe by removing one pillow, or just hinging a little further in your hips. you may find that moving the props completely out of the way towards the end of the pose is best for you. Coming back into the present moment and slowly coming back upright with your torso, moving the props out of the way, moving into our next pose, which will be straddle forward fold. So you can turn sideways on your mat or just stay centered. So this, again, the straddle forward fold will look different for all of us. You want, your feet to be relaxed, your knees to be somewhat straight-ish. One modification here is to place pillows or blocks under your knees to start. You may even find you need a third pillow because we're going to hinge forward here. So the feet are relaxed, the muscles in the legs are relaxed. Give them a little wiggle as you move into the pose. Maybe blocks under the knees aren't necessary, and you just want to fold forward over your bolster. If it strains your neck to bring your forehead down to the bolster, you can place the block under your forehead, on top of the bolster, and find stillness and drop into the pose. Notice as your body begins to slowly open, moving props or adjusting them to go incrementally deeper into the posture. With every breath, noticing in your body where there's gripping or where there might be tension. Where can you let go? Where can you soften? Could be that space right where the back of your neck meets your shoulders. Or it could be the eyebrows. Or maybe even the glutes. And slowly using your hands, walking your upper body upright, moving the props to the side, preparing for our next posture, which is a double pigeon pose. So we'll start with our right foot, our right leg on the bottom. So you're going to bend your right knee. Your shin bone is parallel with the edge of the mat if you're turned to the side. And then the left leg is going to come on top. And ultimately the pose looks like this. So your left ankle is above your right knee. Your left knee is above the right ankle. So this one automatically, you probably feel it already in your hips. So we're going to use some props for sure in this one. So take a block or a pillow in between your left knee, the top knee, and the right ankle. So that gives a little support there. And then in this pose, we also fold forward. So using the bolster, kind of taking it at a 45-degree angle against your right hip. So it can support your right hip and support your upper body as you fold forward. If folding forward isn't good for you, that's fine. Just stay here and stay upright. Closing your eyes, drop into the pose. Relax the muscles of your feet and your legs and your hips most loudly, talking to you and your body in this posture. Being present in your body. Notice if it's starting to open. If you remove the block but need support of your upper body, you can place your bolster over the shins and just fold forward. Slowly coming upright, walking your hands up your legs, up the bolster. And move the props to the side. Go ahead and lean your weight back, taking your feet a little wider than your hips and just windshield wiper the knees side to side before we reset on the other side. So this time the left leg, left shin will be on the bottom. Left shin is in line with the edge of your mat. And then the right foot is going to stack, the right ankle stacks on top of the left knee. The right knee is above the left ankle. It's good. You may find that this side is a little more open or a little more tight. Most likely you'll take the same kind of entry into the pose using that block on this side if you did on the last side. You can stay upright here if this is already a good place to stay and breathe into the stretch. You can take the bolster at this 45-degree, hugging up against your left hip, and just fold yourself forward. And close your eyes and drop into the other side of this pose. pigeon pose, and especially double pigeon pose, obviously gets into our hips, as you can feel. It also is great to lengthen and stretch our low back. And the hips and the low back chronically get tight, the muscles, the ligaments shorten as we spend a lot of time sitting, either at desks, in cars, wherever. This is a wonderful pose to reverse the motion and the action of sitting for long periods. Scanning through your body, where can you release? And if the right hip is feeling a little more open, maybe trying removing the block. That may or may not feel good. So as you make adjustments in these yin postures, only moving to where you feel just that gentle resistance in the body, not forcing yourself to go even further into it, but just stay right where your body says stop. And stay there, be present, and breathe. And slowly walking yourself back upright. Moving the props out of the way. And taking the feet once again wide, and just a few windshield wipers motions with the knees side to side. The hips should feel good and alive. Taking your knees down, move the props fully off the mat. Next, we're going to come into a reclined sequence that's going to get into our chest and our shoulders, as well as our entire spine. So from here, we're going to move back to our mat if you're off of it. We're going to lower to the belly, then onto the right side, reaching the right arm out. And you can start just here laying on your back, looking up at the ceiling. The right arm is out at a perpendicular line, so straight out from the shoulder socket. Take a breath or two. We're going to move into a shoulder stretch from here. So your right arm is going to stay exactly as it is. So as I lay here, I'm just to the side, just off to the left side of the mat. And now we're going to roll our body towards our right arm. And slowly moving on to our belly. It's going to be a double shoulder stretch. So your left arm is going to thread through, like thread the needle, so that both hands are reaching in opposite directions. Lifting your head and then pulling your left elbow into midline, turning your left fingertips towards the top of the mat, and then pulling your right elbow over towards the right, and then rotate the right fingers forward. So we're here already, aligned for our next posture, Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, you want your elbows underneath your shoulders, or even a little wider. Your hands are going to be palms down on the mat, thumbs reach towards each other, and then take a very slight rotation of your thumbs up towards the top of the mat. So just a slight opening of your hands. Pressing down into the hands and the elbows just gently. The belly is relaxed on the floor. The shoulders are pulling up and then back. The chest is shining forward. You can close your eyes if you would like. And allow gravity to pull your shoulder heads down, your forearms down, your palms down, and your hips down. And then allow the posture to pull the heart, the chest forward. This is a great pose to reverse any of that, rounded back posture that we can find ourselves in from being at a computer or looking at a phone screen. You can gently take your head over towards the left, stretch the right side of the neck. Back to center, and gently take that over towards the right. Should feel really nice, opening up the tops of your shoulders and your neck. Bring your head back to center, and then slowly shift your gaze down towards the mat. Going to reach your left arm out long, straight ahead of you. You're going to roll onto your left side, pulling your right arm towards your chest, and then over. So we're coming into a reclined twist. So your left arm can rotate down, so your arms are in a T. Your left hand is reaching left, right hand is reaching right. Your chest is up towards the sky. Pulling your right knee, bending your right knee in. And find yourself here in a twist. Both of your shoulders are down on the mat. You may want to use the bolster underneath your right knee. That feels better for your spine. So you close your eyes, supporting your head on the floor. Bringing your awareness into the breath. scanning through the body, feeling for any spots of tension or tightness. And if you find tension spots, take your awareness there. Imagine sending all of your breath there, allowing the breath to just round it out, release that tension away. Take 2 more breaths here. Next, we're going to move into the next posture, so that shoulder stretch for the other side. Slowly move into this by straightening your right leg. Your left arm is straight out from your shoulder socket. As we roll back onto the left side, pull your right hand into your chest. You're rolling yourself onto your belly. And then you're going to thread the right arm over towards the right. Readjust as you need. So this time, your right arm is on top, your left arm is on bottom. Relax your head, your face, and close your eyes. We'll move out of this pose by lifting your head, pulling your right elbow to the right, taking the right forearm on the mat, and pulling your left elbow towards the left. From here, we're going to roll onto our right side, reaching your right arm straight out. Coming into our recline twist on the other side. So pulling your left hand in towards your chest, and then reach your left hand over towards the left, rotating that so that your gaze is up towards the sky, the back of your head is on the mat, both shoulder blades on the floor. Then bend your left knee in. As you're ready, your left knee is reaching over towards the right. Again, if you'd like to use a bolster or a block underneath your left knee, you can place that there now. Recline twist helps to open through our entire spine, as well as across our chest and down into the hips and even a little bit in the IT band. Notice how the body naturally opens, lengthens, just allows. As you're ready, bring your awareness on to the mat. Pull your left hand in towards your heart, rolling back onto the right side, and onto the belly, pulling the right arm underneath you, taking the legs out long behind you. Your hands come to either side of your chest. We're just going to press ourselves up into tabletop. And then exhale, sinking the hips back into child's pose. Know that if you'd like to use a prop, you can take your bolster or a pillow in between your knees, all the way back towards your toes. As we find child's pose, our hips sink down towards your heels. So by using the pillow or the bolster here, that's going to keep your hips a little higher. The stretch will be a little less intense for your low back and for your hips. If you don't need that there, you can take it out. You may find that you want to place it under your head. But move into your version of child's pose and close your eyes. For more of a release for your neck and your trapezius muscles, you can take your hands back by your heels. Or you may find that forehead on the floor feels best for you. Your knees are wide in this pose, wider than your hips. Your toes can touch, or they can have a little bit of space in between them. The shin bone's nice and wide. Letting your awareness sink deep into this posture, to child's pose. Noting every connection your body is making with the mat. And really sinking into the posture. Staying in your child's pose here for as long as you like. Child's pose is where I will leave you for this class. I hope you enjoyed the benefits, the sensations of yin yoga. It can be great for our body and wonderful for our mind. I hope you have a great rest of your day and hope to practice with you again soon. Thank you and namaste.